Welcome to the post-game press conference after the second quarterfinal of the day at the FIBA Basketball World Cup. The end results between the game between Italy and the USA, 63-100. I am joined now by coach Gianmarco Poseco and player Nicolo Melli. Before we start, I see some new faces since the first session today. So
okay, they know everything. Listen. That's the reaction of my player. Everybody in the world was thinking that we had no chance to win this game. But we are here just because I said calabrone in English. Nick, can you help me? Calabrone. There is one little animal that cannot fly, but he doesn't know, so he fly. You understand me? Bumblebee. My players are saying they have not to be here, but they didn't know. So we came here. Best 8 teams in the world. So reaction of Melli means everything for me. You understand? There is nothing else to tell you. Don't make question. We can already go. You understand which kind of person, which kind of players, which kind of mentality we show to everybody in the world in this tournament. We cannot fly, but we didn't know, and they did it. That's amazing. They didn't deserve it. Just I said something more. They didn't deserve it to play against America because we were first in our group. They were first. My players were first in the group. That's it. That's sport. I love all my players. Before the game, right now, even more. Even more. I respect them more than today at 12. You want to go, mate?
Yeah.
You want to talk?
Sure, it's fine. I can talk.
thank you, coach. Anything you'd like to add, Nicolo?
No, nothing. I just, of course, I already said a couple times in the interview post-game, you need to be a little bit lucky. I think we did everything we could do in our group. We are at first. Nothing. I'm really proud, to be part of this group, of this team. I think this time we deserved maybe a little bit better, a little bit more than, we deserve to overcome quarterfinals. But, you need to know how to win, how to lose. And one more time, we need to learn how to lose. But we will be back next summer. We will try to qualify for the Olympics. And if not, we're going to be there the next summer again and the next summer again. So they asked me what this group can do more. There is nothing this group can do more. We did everything we could do. And so nothing. This season, we will work even harder and come back next year and again and again and again till we will finally make it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Oh, we need to wait for if there are any questions today. If you have any questions, please make sure you raise your hand properly so I can see you against the lights. Wait for the microphone and then state your name and the outlet you're working for. I see 2 hands over there. We start in the second row.
Hello, Coach. Brian Windhurst, ESPN. Over here, on your left. I couldn't tell what you were talking about with Steve Kerr after the game. Was there any words?
Yeah. Okay. During the game, we started to talk with some players, but just talk. And I was sure that I just talked with them. I didn't complain. I didn't have argue with them. I just tell them that we asked just for fouls and nothing else. No. I want to be that he knows that I was a basketball player, and as a coach, I never talk with the players because you have not to do it. You understand what I mean? No, just he told me, yeah, of course I understand you. That's it.
Thank you. Any more questions? Yes, up here in the front.
Hello, Nicolo Sarmanal from Spain. It was a long time ago since you are not in the top 8 in the World Cup. How important is for the Palacanestro, for the country, for the people in Italy, for being here and show that you can do it like said?
I think it's very important, but at the same time as an athlete, you want to go home after being 1 month and a half in training camp and competing. You want to go home with a medal. You don't want to go home and say, yeah, we were top 8. But at the same time, as I said, you should be proud. We should be proud of what we did. We received a lot of love, a lot of support from the fans back home, from our families, from our friends. So this is something, that we should cherish, that we should, give great value. But, as a athlete, as a basketball player, you want to win. You want to go home with, something heavy around your neck. So, but as I said, it's sport, it's life. We will be back.
Thank you. Final question in English before we move to Italian.
Or I can do it in Italian as well.
You can also ask in Italian, yes.
Coach, essere tra le prime 8 significa che ci sono ancora 2 partite. Ovviamente sono 2 partite che valgono per un piazzamento, però per voi significano anche le ultime 2 partite di Gigi. Cosa significa questo per voi come gruppo?
We are, I answer in English or in Italian?
Whatever you prefer.
Italian? Siamo focalizzati troppo sui risultati, nel senso che ci sono altre cose quando vivi in un gruppo che contano addirittura forse anche di più. Il rapporto che tutti hanno con Gigi è meraviglioso, il rispetto che noi abbiamo per Gigi chiaramente ci mette nella condizione di voler fargli vivere le sue ultime 2 partite nel miglior modo possibile. Il rispetto che abbiamo per Gigi farà in modo che i giocatori gli regalino le ultime emozioni sul campo, se lo merita.
Thank you. Final question over here.
Ciao ragazzi.
Ciao.
Nico, una domanda per te. Ovviamente con delle circostanze spiacevoli sotto di tanti punti, però volevo chiederti che effetto ti ha fatto vedere sostanzialmente nello stesso momento in campo Matteo, Gabri e Momo, che sono 3 volti del futuro di questa squadra, di questa nazionale. Grazie.
Sono contento per loro, sono contento che siano parte di questo gruppo già adesso, che ci abbiano dato una grossa mano, perché ce l'hanno data anche se non hanno giocato tanto. Sono 3 ragazzi ovviamente con tanto talento e tante capacità, ma soprattutto sono 3 ragazzi veramente d'oro che hanno contribuito alla creazione, alla formazione di questo gruppo, e quindi se siamo arrivati anche tra le prime 8 al mondo è anche merito loro, anche se non si è visto in campo magari quello che possono fare, ma sicuramente hanno davanti a loro, se lavoreranno, un futuro brillante, perché prima di tutto se lo meritano come persone.
Thank you very much.
Grazie.
All the best.
Thank
This wraps
you.
up the
Thank you.
first
Bye-bye.
part of the press conference. Welcome back to the second part of the post-game press conference after the second quarterfinal of the day. The final score between Italy and the US, 63-100, with Team USA moving on to the semifinals of the FIBA Basketball World Cup 2023. I am joined now by head coach Steve Kerr and player Mikal Bridges from Team USA. We start with the player statement. Mikal, great performance from you tonight. Your thoughts on the game?
Thank you. I think we just set the tone. That's what we've been preaching. Coach been preaching to us. I think the bench been doing a pretty good job, but I think the starters kind of just been letting them down a little bit just with a slow start. And that was the whole thing, just to play with force, whole 40. Don't wait too late, don't wait till the end. And that's what we did. The coaches got us prepared, and we just was playing hungry.
Thank you. Coach, anything you would like to add?
Just a great defensive effort. Our guys got after it right from the beginning, put pressure on and kept the pressure on. And the next group came in, did the same thing. And it was our best defensive effort of the tournament to this point. And that's what it's going to take to win 2 more games.
Thank you. As before, please raise your hand to ask a question, and please state your name and the outlet you are working for. Keep your questions short so we can make sure to address them to either player or coach. We start here in the front, please.
Hi, Coach. Congratulations on the win, Naveen Ganglani. Coach, after the game, Tyrese Halliburton mentioned the team was playing with a little bit of anger following the loss last time around. And it's quite a contrast because I know your style, particularly in the NBA, is for your teams to play with joy. But did you notice that little sentiment of anger they were playing with to kind of bounce back in the last effort? Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, we lost the last game, so you always want to respond to a loss with a competitive effort, and the joy and the competitiveness go hand in hand. When you compete and you play with that kind of force and energy, and you get the ball moving, like Tyrese was making happen, like Anthony Edwards moving the ball early on. It's just infectious, and then it becomes fun, and it doesn't matter who scores and who gets the stats. It just becomes about the team, and that's when the game is I think, at its peak and when it's the most fun.
Thank you. I saw another question all the way in the back. Yes?
Steve, Tim Reynolds with AP, all the way in the back. It's obviously easy, not easy, but we're used to seeing a team after a loss, they come out with a certain edge, a certain fire. How do you keep that edge now going into Friday, coming off probably your best performance of the summer so far?
Well, it's been a 5-week journey for this group, and there's 5 more days. That's how we look at it. So we're the horse turning back to the barn. The horse starts picking up the pace when it senses, it's near the barn, and that's what's happening right now. Our guys are sensing this is the end of the journey, and the energy picked up tonight, the pace, the force, and so they know what's ahead. They know what the goal is. So I have no doubt they'll come out with the same energy, the same force in the next game.
Thank you. One question over here. Gentleman in the gray shirt.
Mikhail, in addition to playing with the force that you talked about at the outset, did you guys have a certain swagger that you maybe hadn't played with all summer?
No, not really. We always play with that swagger. I think just felt that energy off the jump, and everybody felt it, the starters, the bench, and we just found each other. Earlier I gave Ant a big shout out, and man, Ant could get 30 whenever he wants, easily. And just to him to be unselfish, and we talked to him and try to help him out just to find guys, and that's what he did. And he's probably the happiest dude in the locker room right now. So, shout out to Ant for that, and he knows how dominant he is. He's very confident. So just to find guys, and I think we kind of fed off that. Once we saw Ant doing that and how happy he was, and everybody kind of had that joy as well. But I feel like no matter what, our swagger never goes away. We we just was ready, and we're going to stay ready until we get out of here.
Next question over here, blue jacket. No, in the second row, sorry.
Thank you. Mikhail, Jake Fisher with Yahoo Sports. On that mindset question, but for you in particular, when you got traded from Phoenix to Brooklyn, people were surprised by the offensive artillery you have. When the game is shifting into a game where you're going downhill, you're hunting for yours, kind of straying a bit more from that like defensive specialist that people kind of put you in a box about. Is there a moment, like a light switch that goes on when you see an opportunity to kind of shift into kind of attack, kill mode?
Out here?
In general.
In general?
Yeah.
I just stay aggressive. That's what it is. And honestly, even coming in tonight, I was really, really locked in on rebounding. That's kind of been my struggle throughout this whole process and what I struggle with just in general. But just that force and being aggressive, we're all confident, you know. No matter how many points we score, like we're all ready, you know, we're all ready to make that shot, we're all ready to make a play. So that's never gonna go nowhere. We just got dogs in our locker room, man. We all know what we can do. We can all shoot, dribble, pass, you know, defend, do everything. So it's just, I mean, look at the guys we're playing with. Everybody go out there and score. Everybody is their main guys on their team, and it's just, we're just ready for the moment, anybody.
Yes, over here, second row, gray jackets. Thank you very much.
For Steve Kerr, Nikola Alovic, Mondo, Serbia. You got beat by Lithuania in the game before this. Now Lithuania gets beat against Serbia. From your perspective as one of the best NBA coaches, what that says about European and FIBA basketball? And how do you plan to look ahead on this tournament, knowing that maybe there are even better teams than Lithuania? Thank you.
Well, we have great respect for FIBA basketball. You know, one of the things that we have to do as USA basketball coaches is we have to teach our guys that FIBA is a different game than the NBA. And so we have, the first order of business is to respect those differences, teach the different rules, let the guys know how good these teams are. Lithuania was amazing the other night, and I didn't see the game, but I understand Serbia was brilliant tonight in beating Lithuania. There's a lot of great teams over here, and so we respect that. We love the fact that the game has gone global. There's been great basketball in Serbia, you know, the former Yugoslavia, you know, Croatia, Montenegro, the whole region. There's been great basketball there for a long, long time, and we respect that, and we know that these teams are very difficult to beat.
Thank you. There was a question further in the back, yes?
Good evening. Question is for Coach and Michael Bridges. My name is Antonis Kalkavouras, representing Gazeta from Greece. You guys coached and play against and alone international players, but you never play against international teams. For US basketball, what's the most difficult thing, you know, to adjust in those games?
Okay. Yeah, man, I think just some of the rules, maybe some of just the traveling rules a little bit, and I think a little bit of physicality. But once you kind of realize how you can play, I think we all adapt to it. But I think just a little bit of traveling, just knowing how to put the ball down real quick, which is probably the biggest thing that, you know, we could take that kind of messes up a little bit. So I'll say the traveling.
There's a lot of differences. The traveling, we saw one tonight, in the NBA. Mikhail gets a three-point shot in front of the opposing bench. The other players yell at him. He turns and he points back, and we just keep playing. In FIBA, he makes a three, they yell at him, he points at him, he gets a technical foul. So we got to understand this. This is, there's a lot of differences. So we've had a lot of plays that we're trying to show the players, like this is where it's different, and we have to respect that. We can't complain too much. We got the unsportsmanlike foul on Brandon Ingram tonight when he was trying to dunk the ball. Like in the NBA, there's no way that's unsportsmanlike. In FIBA, it is. So we have to adjust and respect that.
Thank you. Yes, one question up here in the front.
Hi, Coach. Joe Vera, SB Nation. It seemed like you guys were flying around more defensively. You even employed a full court press early on. Was it something like, what was the reasoning behind putting more pressure against Italy? Was it something about them being an effective half-court team, or you just wanted to establish your pace on defense?
We were just trying to establish our defensive aggression right away. We know that the biggest advantage that we have is the depth on our roster. And, we can play really hard, for 5 or 6 minutes and then bring another 5 guys in. And most teams can't do that. And so we have to take advantage of the talent that we have. But more than anything, it was just these guys knowing it's the quarterfinals. We have to play our very best if we want to win the gold medal, and they came out and did that tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you. Final question from up here, please.
Hi, Michael. José Ramón Albateo from Spain. In this win, you just not won the game. Indeed, you had fun. How important is this for the rest of the tournament?
It's important just how we set the tone. And obviously we're going to still learn from it, but they just know the intensity we have to play with from the jump. We all felt that and know what we have to do, so that's what we got to take to the next game.
Thank you. That wraps up the press conference. Good luck for the rest of the tournament.
Thank you.
Thank you.